This is a brief introduction to the Geneva Convention. Remember, I mentioned the Lieber Code. Well, 1 year after the Lieber Code, the Swiss government convened a assembly of nations, 16 countries. The United States was invited, and the first Geneva Conventions were agreed to and approved by all of the countries. The third article in the Geneva Conventions would become common to every convention passed after that. And it's called Common Article 3. And Common Article 3, which is common to all of the conventions, prohibits certain things for all time and everywhere. And those things that are always prohibited are cruel and inhuman treatment, torture, taking hostages, humiliating and degrading treatment, and the prohibition of executions without due process of law. Now, the first Geneva Convention dealt with armies in the field. Future conventions would also include navies, but dealing with armies in the field was something the Lieber Code was very concerned about as well. And if you remember some of the points from the Lieber Code from your reading, some of them carried over into the first Geneva Convention. Particularly hospitals were protected, the issue of distinction that I mentioned in the Lieber Code. There was this distinction made between combatants and non-combatants. So the Lieber Code was very instrumental in the first Geneva Convention. And the Geneva Conventions, as you saw, I hope from the statues, that you probably didn't recognize who those individuals were. The first one was General Patton. The second one was General Eisenhower from World War II. These same Geneva Conventions that were passed in 1864 protected not only American soldiers, but also German soldiers during the Second World War. Sometimes imperfectly, there were still atrocities committed, but for the most part, the Red Cross was recognized as required by the Geneva Convention. Notices were given between the countries and the people who were imprisoned. Mail was still able to make its way to imprisoned prisoners. So while not perfect, the Geneva Conventions were a significant starting point and recognition of specific human rights in the international context.